right, so let's write a song together. I'm really excited. Yeah, I've never done anything quite like this, so my apologies if there's glitches or if it's a little clunky. Let's just have a good time and see what happens. So, what you're gonna see is me take the next, let's say, 2 hours. Let's give myself a time limit. Um, how to write a song in 2 hours, and I'm gonna be getting the vibe, getting the mood, getting the orchestration, arranging it, and just like sprinting to the finish, basically, probably in the last hour. So I like to start songs with what I call song starters, like vibe material. You kind of need to start somewhere. So what I did was over here on the screen, I've made some just pads with software instruments and stuff and some of my own recorded sounds so that just in case there's any copyright, I try not to use other people's pads to start. So I have, let's try this one in D flat here. Let's check that out. How does it sound? Ooh, okay. I love D flat, it's a great key. And yeah, let's get some EQ on here. Let's get high cuts. Let's take down some of the high frequencies. That's good. All right. Might switch to my headphones here just so that we have cleaner audio. All right. So we have that. Let's go for next. Let's add a synth layer. I'm thinking I found this this bass. This is a recreation of a classic synth, Prophet 5. And let's go. Ooh, there you go. I don't know if you listen on headphones, but the bass here. Let's crank that up a little bit. Yeah, that's what we want. All right, I'm actually gonna come back to this pad and loop it. I'm gonna basically just duplicate that, stitch it together a couple times so that it just keeps looping. Because what we're doing here is we're getting some vibes going. So let's restart this, get that bass, record. Ooh. Let's go for a minor. That's good. All right, I like the vibe here. Let's take this. Ooh. Let's go. Got an arpeggiator on here. Let's pull up the VST here. Ooh, I like that. All right, let's turn down the pad a little bit. And let's record this one. This is good. Let's go. All right, we're gonna expand this. So basically I took that, what we just did with this, isn't that cool? You just kind of feel like you're on a cloud. That has a different pace. All right, cool. That's awesome. So I just took it and I dragged the notes all the way out, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to print it so that we can kind of have that pace, because it's a big loop. And we're at 120 BPM here. Let's see how that works. Okay. Oh. Okay, cool. We have a loop. Now I want to add some more spice to it. Let's add some spice. Add some little tremolo in there. All right, let's add some space. Ooh. This is, oh man. I just feel like we're in this almost like stadium here. Let's back off on that a little bit. All right. So this is a pretty good start. I'm pretty happy. Okay, awesome. I am back. Sorry about that. Yeah, sometimes you gotta lay a baby down for a nap, especially when you're working from home. All right, where were we? Let's take a little listen here. Get my headphones back on. Yeah, let's jump in. Yes. Okay. Okay, cool. So I just noodled something on the piano. Sorry, I noodled it, and then I did a retrospective recording here so that because I wasn't pressing record. So sorry you weren't able to see the notes played in real time. So yeah, so here we go. We got some layers. We got a piano layer in green here. Got a bass line in orange. So I really think that this big synth thing, I love it. I think it's a lot, and that needs to be at the end of the song. I think I'm thinking like sort of like an A section, then a B section, which is a little lighter, maybe less bass or no bass, and then it comes in full like let's build this thing like a huge ramp. I don't know. I love songs that just kind of like are one big crescendo, almost like you're on like this sounds so silly, but like a highway into the clouds, like into heaven. You're just kind of like you're just going up, and you don't know how far you're going, but you're going up. So we'll save this this synth motor. Let's Let's call it ARPy. Alrighty, that's good. So we have like on the piano front, we have, let's get this window over here. So you can see the notes here. Got like got the noir felt. Pretty standard settings here. Okay, I like that. Like da dum da dum da 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 da. That could just be kind of like a start, maybe, to a melody. Yeah. Let's see if we can. Here, I'm gonna move some stuff over. We're gonna move the bass line further out. Whoop. Not sure if that was going on. So let's get I think I hear some distortion. Sorry. That's on me, because that's my fault, guys. I gotta turn everything down. I'll turn up my headphones there. Let's add some. I'm just gonna add some vocals here. Oh, that's pretty good. Okay. I really liked some of the vibes there. Let's keep throwing other elements in, because this is just for vibes. I'm getting very much like, personally, there we go. I'm getting like, I'm inspired by M83, and this also reminds me a little bit of U2 and the song called Where the Streets Have No Name. It was actually the Where the Streets Have No Name is the very first song I ever remember, like, as a child. Like, I remember I was here, like, in the caverns of my mind, I'm remembering I'm on a road trip with my family, and my brother like played Where the Streets Have No Name because he likes you too. Um, and I like recorded, I like recorded with a voice memo the song on a Palm Pilot. That's how old we're talking. I had an old Palm Pilot, and yeah, that's maybe a story for another time. But that's kind of like what I'm thinking here, like this massive, like spacey, stadiumy, like big. So maybe what we can do is we can have it start very intimate with like piano and muted, and then you move, and then you kind of have the theme, and then it almost feels like you're standing on the edge of a cliff because you take the bass out of this song. I'll demonstrate. And then once you have that moment of suspense and you're like, it's almost like you're standing over a cliff edge and you're like, am I gonna fly or am I gonna fall to my death? Then like we come in with that very like soaring, like everything's gonna just ascend and you're gonna, yeah. I don't know if I'm making any sense, but let's just do it and you'll see. All right. We need some more atmosphere, more space elements, like some booms, some hits, and things to make you feel like you're in a movie a little bit. You're going on a journey. Then I think maybe we need a few more layers of this pad kind of going on, that we can kind of sprinkle out through the song. And then it's time to really make some decisions. Now, this is the part that I don't love, is like locking into a uh, a chord progression and locking into a tempo, because then when I do, it's like, oh, there's no, kind of feel like there's no going back. I mean, you can change stuff, but you're kind of like, if you build on top of a certain chord progression, you build on top of it, and then you don't like it to change, you're changing more elements every time. So yeah, you kind of want to make these decisions on the front end, and so I'm afraid to make the wrong decision. Tremolo violas. This is Jaeger, Audio Imperia's Jaeger. It's a fantastic library. Let's try it out. All right, let's back it up. Maybe get some more reverb on it. Oops, nope. Okay. Sorry, let me actually hit record here. Let's do this. Record. And okay. Oof. All right. It's getting all messy here. Can you tell that as I create more, it's like, oh boy, like we're getting all, it's super like disorganized. So let us maybe just mute those higher notes. I'm gonna mute these higher notes on the tremolo violas. Shift M, mute those. I just want this kind of pad here. I feel like if we add like a reverb, something gentle, kind of wash it out a little bit. Yeah, there you go. All right, let's see. Is there anything else we can add that has like maybe a bit of air to it? Ooh, yes, there's this pack, which I think is, I'm gonna have to figure out where to get files for it. Maybe I can link it down in the description, but let's see, those are one-shot textures. Let's go. There we go, I want some frozen strings. Oh, beautiful. My goodness. All right, so I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take it down a half step. All right, I'm gonna take this minus half step. Let's hear how that sounds. Ooh. Booms, got some booms. All right. All right. Okay, there we go. So we have like enough here to start lining up some chord progressions and some tempo. So now that we've got our elements, I feel like we can maybe move all these piano, save the MIDI there, save the information, but kind of play it in again. Wait. And then maybe we can do That's cool. I feel like I'm gonna save even that, and that in itself is like, so that, whoa, sorry for the big blast here of the bass, but even just that, oh man. That is like a different song to me. That's like the younger brother of this song. So I'm gonna take that and just label that as a good idea, and then that can kind of be like maybe the first part or of like a pair of songs. So let's keep going here. That's fun. I think I want that to be developed because I want more of like a piano type, starting on the minor chord and then kind of like bring a little bit more melancholy and sad, but then hints to more hope. Whereas this one, which is like, this is definitely like more synthesizery, like that's what we got going on here. We're gonna build this sucker up. All right, so what does it need? What do we need here? All right, you've seen me beat around the bush. This is what we need. We need to get the chord progression, lock it into a tempo. So that's what we're gonna do right after this. Let's make sure nothing can kind of get in the way. Okay, let's try again. Oops, we don't want that recording. Oh, not yet. I didn't need that just yet. All right, so let's try that again. I'm gonna remove the bass because the bass is just like a lot. And I'm gonna move the arpeggiation. We're just gonna focus on the tender act one, the beginning. Just make sure we can kind of lock that in. All right. Octave up. Okay, that is almost there. I'm not loving it yet. Let's see. I want something that kind of shifts up higher. So maybe we take another. Let's enable this track. Let's do another piano. Let's just do it a lot higher, and then maybe add some reverb and add a lot of splashy reverb. There we go. All right, that's what I'm basically doing here. I'm just kind of there we go. Okay, so we kind of want to maybe hang out on the 4 chord. For those of you music theory nerds, we want to kind of hang out on the 4 maybe when everything drops off. So let's see, we got the 1 chord. Whoops. 1 chord. 1 chord, 4, 4, 1. Okay, let's see. Then we're at the 55-second mark, which is a good time kind of like be done with your act 1. So then we can kind of move into let's have this piano, fluttery piano pad type thing be in gray. I like that. All right. There we go. Nice little thirds. Let's just duplicate this track and remove this previous track so we can kind of build off of it. So we have let's start adding some labels here. So up here we can add act 1. That's and then I usually like around here. Let's cut or drop. Let's just do drop off, and we'll have some bass in this act 1, but it'll be kind of quieter. Okay, now we can perform the bass of our act 1. It's a little out of order here, but you'll see maybe we can let's leave that for the big act 3. Let's take an actual smooth bass sound. Woo. All right, let's take a normal bass sound and layer it in. Ready? Here we go. This, by the way, is Substance by Output Audio. Love it for bass stuff. Has a little bit of a glide to it, which kind of makes it feel nice. All right, let's put this in. And then we're gonna drop the bass out, so it's gonna kind of feel like we're headed off a cliff. There it is. So kind of be like, something like that. Let's try this. Hold on, are we still recording? I hope so. Hey, we're still recording. Okay, let's try it. Something like that. Okay, there we go. That's good. Now we gotta just add move the arpeggiation. Whoopsies. That's not what I wanted to do. Okay. Not sure how to fix that, but here we go. Let's put in the cool arp. And then we go, there it is. Ready for this? Then we go to the minor 6. Ooh. Okay, so not all of that was great, but there's some good stuff there. can kind of mute this piano here in the Act 3 right now. It's not really helping. It's just kind of making it a little bit muddier. I like hearing the bass. I like hearing the synths. Let's make sure we tighten this up by changing the timing, making sure hit Q for quantize. We don't like that. So, quarter notes. I think I want this progression instead. Okay, I like that. It's like a 6-5-4 walk down. That feels better to me, I think. And so let's take that little chunk, whoopsies, and we are gonna move the air in between it and just, let's see how that sounds. Let's see how that feels, actually. There we go. That's good. I like that. Let's do that 4 more times. Okay. Okay, that's great. Okay, so now I feel like we have that ending, and this doesn't have to fit a certain format. It's just kind of what I'm feeling. I do like to stick to the 3-act structure. It helps me, and then also allows, if you want to add a little bit of space in between for some edit cuts, that you can make a usable track for sync licensing. Yeah, we have a structure now. I'm very excited. Okay, great. Now, let's throw in that, oh man, like the vocal stuff. Let's just unmute that, see how that sounds. Oh, that's fun. All right, let's see here. So we got some vocals. We need some synth plucking. My favorite things, synth pluck. It even has that where the harder you hit the keys, the more the filter opens up. So it really feels like very responsive. Great for like if you're doing thrillers, like other kind of music, you want to do like a kind of like suspenseful music. But as far as like an 80s inspired like synth wave, I don't even know what this is really, but let's just get it going towards the end of the track and see what happens, okay? Okay. Oh, sorry. The rogue vocal here. Should we get some French horns in here? We should get some French horns in here. I like the French horns because they're just like muted and they kind of remind me of kind of nostalgic, and you can kind of just layer them in. Okay, we'll go with that. How much percussion do we want in this track? Do we want this to be like a gentle rise that's just like a smooth ascent, or do we want like some sort of motor here? Because if we want a motor, then we gotta really start adding in like we got something that can add percussion. We need to get another arpeggiation, but we need to have it be way more dry so that we can add that motor feeling. Ah, I love it. Whew, love it. This is so fun. It just kind of tickles your ears. It's like, I'm totally gonna do that. Here we go. That is ridiculous. Maybe that's too much. 30-second notes are too much. But I like All right, let's just do that. Let's keep it simple. Ah, there we go. I like that. Wait. Whoa. Okay, cool. I love that. But we already did that kind of vibe. So let's do more delay. Let's try this. Oh, yes. Whoa. Yes. Forever delay. Oh, let's see how that sounds. Oops, wrong one. All right, that's great, but we need to cut a little bit of those mids because they are definitely building up. Let's cut some of them. Whee! All right, I like that. I think we have something. Okay. Well, I did not get as far as I had hoped in the 2-hour time frame. So this will probably be how to start a song with me. And yeah, but let's see how far we've gone anyways, and see if it's worth continuing on this. I think I like this idea. This is totally not what I expected when I started to write. I was like, I'm going to do a classical type piano thing with some ambient textures, and what happened was like way more anthemic, and this will probably be built out to be a bit more of a larger track. But yeah, that's kind of the beauty of when you record. You don't exactly know what's inside, what's going to come out, so you just have to kind of put your what's the yeah, you just gotta start making music and see what happens. So yeah, let's take a listen. This is a 3.5 minute song. All right, and here we go. And that's a wrap. Thank you so much for watching and listening and coming along for the journey. Hope you enjoyed this video. And yeah, this is by no means a finished song. It takes a long time. I really was a little overambitious with the 2 hour thing, but at least it's a good starting place for next time I enter the project. And hopefully I can show you how it all sounds on the finished side. And yeah, again, so thank you for watching. I'm not sure who is interested in these kinds of videos. So if you're watching and you're interested, just comment and say, hey, give me more of this content. Or if you're like, hey, I didn't really like this, then I could really use that feedback too. So seriously, if you liked it, comment, subscribe, like, and follow along for more. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.